Hello, welcome everyone. At the beginning, I would like just to ask if you can hear me well, if you can see my screen, if you can see me on the camera. If you could just respond in the chat to that, I would be grateful. Perfect. Okay, I see I recognize a lot of the names in the chat over here. I'm really grateful to see you guys. Good morning, good evening. Some of you probably is good night already. So welcome to the next of our global user workshops. What we're gonna talk today about? We would like to concentrate a little bit about EON-XR Marketplace. This is something that should allow you to expand the library of your lessons. This is something that would allow you to just create your experiences a little bit quicker without necessity to build your models or edit your models from scratch. So I see that many of you already knows me. So my name is Adam Bladowski. I'm EON's trainer and marketplace manager. I work in this VR space for about 7 years, mostly teaching, working on the EON-XR for years. And my background is a master's degree in architecture that I made back in the days in Poland. So what are the objectives for today? As I said, we would like to learn a little bit about the marketplace, and being totally honest with you, this process is very straightforward and this is what we are aiming for. But there are a few things that we need to justify. And we are talking about spending the tokens, why some things looks a little bit pricey sometimes, and then similar causes in here. So I will not only show you how to purchase or order something from Marketplace, but as well I will try to justify or show you different approaches, how you can get those models that you can see in the marketplace page. Okay, so I'm not gonna be spending more time on the slides. I would like to jump in and try to do something, right? So first thing first, I'm bringing here the EON-XR. So this is the login page. Let me just take off the, yeah, that's a little bit better. I couldn't hear myself. Okay, so what I would like to do is just simply log in. And I believe, like looking at the names, as I said, most of you already knows this area. We had our sessions in different institutes. So I'm just gonna switch to the main page of XR library. And as you see, we see all the lessons that are public in here. Where we would like to go? We would like to go to the place where we are creating the lessons, right? So either we click create, and what we are interested today in are 3D assets. So if I click here on the 3D assets, you will see all those assets that you can use straight away without any other processes. Or if you won't find something that you like, you can click here on the premium assets, right? So on top, next to the free assets, we have this section that is called premium assets. And here you can see that each of those has price. It's a price in tokens. So you don't need to connect any of your card or anything like that. Tokens are assigned to each institute, and you can ask to get some of those with your admin. So another way to get to that page or to get to see those models is if you click on this dots, 9 dots here, and you'll see there's this marketplace icon. So let me click on this marketplace icon. This looks a little bit differently. So you can see we have those premium assets section. We have my orders section. So you can see back in the days, I ordered a few models. Some of those were delivered. One is not delivered here as well. You can see that there's as well my credits section that tells everything about how I spent the credits, if I got any credits as well from my admin. So you can see your history here. And in the top corner, you can see my balance. So I have like 57 credits to spend. If that's not enough for me, I can always click this button with the dollar sign, and I can say maybe, who knows, maybe I'll be lucky, maybe I'll get 3,000 and submit that request. So maybe tomorrow I will open this page and I will have another 3,000 credits to spend. Okay, so how that works? Let's click on something. So I will click straight away on the first option here, that is Sci-Fi Industrial Base Unreal Project. And you can see the cost here is $45. So clicking on that, and surprise, it is not anymore $45, it is $75. So many of the users could be a little bit surprised. Why is that? And there we need to consider a few things. If you look on this question mark, it is explaining a little bit that in general, it means the models that they were prepared somewhere outside of EON reality by some external users might not be exactly usable straight away. Sometimes the mesh needs some optimization. Sometimes the textures need some compression. We might want to divide the model into the parts. Maybe would like to give them some naming so it would show up straight away in EON-XR the way we want. So you can see some informations in general. You can see how the model looks like. So you can see it's a collections of building blocks in this case. You can see that there are actually 600 game-ready assets having 2 and 4K texture assigned to those. That this is not animated, but it is low poly. We don't know the number about the polygons. It has some textures, materials. It's mapped. But basically, it looks like it will need some work to be done before it's uploaded. So I could go and click purchase asset. I would be asked as well if I would like this asset to be made as multi-mesh, so not as one part, as multiple parts. So I could click that and I could just order it. I'm not gonna do it because let's say I'm a little bit unsettled with the fact that I'm paying more than I'm seeing here. So I'm gonna show you how you could go around that, maybe work directly with the asset that you can purchase yourself. because you need to understand that this marketplace here, and the idea here is not for us to earn money on this. It's just to allow you to get through the process quicker. So you have the opportunity just to use the CG Trader team to prepare the model that it will show within 2 days on the website. So what I would like to look for is the model that I already purchased directly from the CG Trader. So it is called Rusty Digger. Don't worry, I looked for some cheap model. So you can see I have a lot of models here. My one is cheap. So I'm just going to change the range of the price. So I think that's going to help a lot, between 1 and 17 tokens. So where is my model? I think that's it. Rusty Digger. This is what I'm looking for. I click on that and I can see, wow, it's 3210. So that's maybe too big. That's too much, right? My model costed two credits and 10 cents in here. What I'm gonna do, like, I'm that user that I'm gonna go to the CG Trader. So let's go even to the main website, cgtrader.com. This is they are our partners, and I will look for this Rusty Digger. And you can see that's the first choice here. It costs $2.10, so the same as the initial price. So we're just copying the initial price from CG Trader, but on top we're adding this conversion optimization fee. So I can again click in here. I can take a look on those pictures if I like it. You can see this author has given some good representation here, showing how it's built, some explanation what formats we have in here, and as well the texture sizes. So let me show the page already with my purchased asset. So here we go. Here are my purchases. And you can see I have purchased, actually today, this Rusty Digger. So I can click on the download button over here. And you can see I have already some complication. There's FBX file, zipped, texture files, zipped, digger.max, and I recognize that that format. It is 3D Studio Max kind of model. And digger.ma. I'm not sure what type is it. So, but that's a little bit of complication. But for experienced artist or person who is in this industry, it shouldn't be the biggest problem. I can see only that the textures for that small model, they are quite big. Like they have 40 megabytes. And it's not essentially something that we would maybe like to carry on. So I downloaded all of those. They are in the folder here. So you can see, actually, it connects this Max file with my 3D Studio Max. And I'm not going to open it. I know that most of you won't have this program here. I'm going to use those elements which we could work ourselves with. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open the FBX. FBX is one of the formats that is very common. It's most of the modelers would provide you FBX format. So I'm gonna just unzip it. So let's have unzip it straight here. And you can see there's another complication for me. Like I need to know what that means. I can see there's 3 files instead of 1. I know what that means. LOD, it's level of detail. So I have 3 levels of detail. That means the level of detail 2 model would be the less complex, but worst looking. And LOD0 would be the most complex, but it is just 155 kilobytes. And that doesn't seem to be a big problem for me, right? So if it's not a big problem, we can look in the options how to upload it to the platform, right? So best practice for me is to look into your, if you're using Windows, of course, I would look for the 3D viewer. That should be straight away installed in Windows 10. So everybody who uses Windows 10 should have easy access to it. So I can check. Maybe we start with dragging and dropping that Digger LOD2, so the least complex. And you can see it's working, but there's something wrong with it, right? So it's not the same look. It doesn't have the textures. So that's another problem that I encounter here, right? So I didn't do much in here, but I already lost 10 minutes on just looking at the files. I can look at this LOD0, and LOD0 has the same problem here. Maybe I wouldn't say it's a big problem, right? So to solve it, you'd just need to get those textures on the same level as your 3D object. So let me just unpack those textures as well. It's gonna be a little bit messy, but well, we need to leave it with it. Maybe we can do a folder, a new folder, unpacked elements of the model. And I'm just gonna select all the textures and my FBX files, drag inside. So that's a little bit more order in here. I prefer it this way. I can see as well how the textures looks like. And now, if I try to drag and drop my object, it technically should inherit those textures. So look, we have found the same model that we had on our marketplace. And we are able to open it in our 3D viewer. We are able to see the textures. So all that looks okay. So I would like to maybe upload this model, right? So if I would like to upload this model, I should somehow pack it. And there are a few ways to do it. So what I will do, I will click here in the 3D viewer and save it as. So what is good about 3D viewer? It allows to actually convert to the format that is new standard for the industry. New standard for the industry is GLTF, and GLTF binary is GLB. So it's the same format, but it packs the textures inside. So I'm just gonna change the name to Digger, maybe like that, and save it in workshop, in unpacked elements, save. So by doing this, you can see I have this new file over here. I can double click and it will open as that ready Digger. Perfect. So what we can do is upload our new model. How to upload? We can go for those 9 dots and click import 3D asset, or we would be as well able to do it while clicking create. If I click create and go for 3D assets, you can see here in the right top corner, we have the import asset option as well. So we can click to browse, or we can drag and drop our model directly from our folder. And this is the option I prefer. I never like to browse manually. So let me just drag and drop, and you can see we are getting our Digger GLB. I will click next. I need to credit author. That model, since I purchased it, is mine. So I leave it empty, and I will set the category. So yeah, maybe vehicles, why not? And start upload. So that shouldn't take really long. Why that shouldn't take really long? Because we are using the native format for the platform, which is GLTF, GLB, and we are saving a lot of time right now. So all it takes, it is uploading, and you would say, okay, but that was 100 kilobytes. Why it's taking so long? But if you look here and at our Digger, it is actually 73.7 megabytes comparing to this 154. Why is that? Because we packed those big textures inside, and even you can see one of those textures is 10.9 megabytes. Here we have the normal map, which is 23.2 megabytes. And it's kind of taking a lot of space right now. So here we go. We can take a snapshot and prepare this to become a lesson. So let's view that asset. Maybe I would like to change the name to be Digger and save. And you can see I probably should remake the thumbnail. Something went wrong when I prepared it first time. But I would like just to create the lesson so I can see if my model works correctly. My lesson will be Digger operations. We'll pick a category that's gonna be demo, and we're gonna build the lesson. So now it's gonna download the asset. And I have quite good internet. You can see, well, it says downloading quite quick, but the problem might happen when you don't have that good internet, because this model, as we discussed, it's already very big, 73 megabytes. It was not really optimized in any way. So while using the people from CG Trader, they make sure that it is the best possibly optimized. Another thing you can see, it is kind of shiny, too shiny for what you can see. And that is as well, that's something I would have to come back to some editor, adjust those textures so it would look a little bit better. This would be as well handled by the people from the CG Trader. You can see, especially at this view, like other views, they are not as bad. Like when I'm looking from this side, it looks actually quite nice. Another thing, the naming, like you can see, is like BEH_Digger load 1. So those names would be fixed. Are there any parts? If you used a little bit EON-XR with us, or if you have been to any webinar before, you know that many of the models, where they double-clicked, they would show more parts. So it needs another bit of work, right? This is where we're talking about the multi-mesh. So okay, that seems to be some of the hurdles we have. But the biggest hurdle for me right now is that the model is quite big. So I can go to Manage Asset section. So once again, I click on the I here when I'm in the lesson, and I go back to Manage Asset. what I would like to see is the sources. So my source is here. And if I download it, I would get the size again. And so I can click here. So I can see, okay, that's the 73 megabytes. Once again, if I click on that, you will see the 73 megabytes. And so it was not compressed as discussed. So we would have to do it ourselves. How could we do that? Okay, so we have those 5 textures, and those textures, in this particular case, those are the ones that are giving us troubles, right? It's pretty bad to have a texture that is like 200 times bigger than the model itself, if you look at it, right? So I can maybe, using the Windows tools here, I will just select those 5 textures, right click, and we'll edit with Paint. I think if I click edit, it will just open with Paint. That is correct. So another, like, it's maybe not very complex bit of work if I'm using Paint, let's say here, but I can just resize those. And I'm maintaining the aspect ratio. I will go for 50%, and I think that should look okay. So I have 5 textures in here in this simple model to change. So 2 of them, we're going through third. So this is something to notice, that many of the artists, they are not sure what level of detail they will have, and they make the textures a little bit too big. That's just the problem. Sometimes you might see that they are well optimized, but most of the times textures are just too big. And you can see now. Let's see the properties of that. Details. Oh, I didn't I save it? I think I did not save it in the same place. So I need just to check where I have saved it. Let me just do it again and just pay more attention to it. So you see how easily we can just lose some time on this. So resize 50%. Okay, file, save as, and we'll go to workshop, unpacked elements, and that's this digger. Save, replace it. Yes, close. And let's just check. So you can see it just takes sometimes. Yeah, and now it's optimized. It's 2 megabytes, 0.68. So let's just do it to the others once again, and you'll see that it's going to be much lower in the size, and it would be much better for your students, for yourself, to download from any location with any type of the of the network. So file, save as, digger, save, yes. Okay, so digger as well, properties. Okay, that is nice. So I guess I could go even lower, like 25% of this. But as well, I'm kind of aware of the fact that those textures need to be first square, and second, they need to be in power of 2 in pixels. That means 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, etc., etc. So they can't be like 423 by 400, because this kind of textures won't work on the mobile devices. So another 50%. So you can see. I can guess it's already, it would be already worth for me to purchase it. Because as you know, time is precious. So metallic, save. Okay. So we have now 605 megabytes, 1 kilobytes, 178 megabyte, 265, about 3 megabytes and 2 megabytes. So I will open once again this LOD0. It takes the textures, and I can then save it as Digger optimized. And save it. So let's see. Properties of that Digger is 19.8 megabytes, and our initial Digger is 73.7. So you can see we crunch it 4 times. So we can as well try to upload it. Let me see. Here we are. So import 3D asset, and we take our Digger optimized. So I'm gonna just click next, put the category for the test this time, start uploading. So with GLB, it's good. We can just start uploading, and it doesn't need to do any compression work. If you don't have 3D viewer, if you are working on Mac or on Linux, I don't know if actually Linux. Somebody asked about Linux. I don't know actually if you can use it straight away here on through the Linux. I guess the Windows and the iOS is supported, but you can see it went very, very quickly. This one, it just took seconds. Comparing to the other one, it was much quicker. But I'm not gonna open it this time. I wanna just show you another way how you can get your model uploaded. So this time, I will just pick this Digger LOD0 and all the textures that are supposed to be attached to it, and I will add it to archive. So it needs to be zip, and I will say Digger fbx.zip, and here we go. So we are able to upload it like this. So let's go for the upload section here next to the jobs, and just drag and drop that FBX. Go for the next. And it's actually, since we are not using anymore the GLB, it's worth just seeing what is possible. So below this upload window, you can see there's a section for accepted formats. So there's a lot of them. If we look for FBX, you can see it's here as well, Autodesk FBX, and many, many more, including CAD types and so on. So as well, there's a checklist of the elements that we need to remember about. And obviously, if we purchase something from the marketplace, that list doesn't apply to us because somebody else will do all that work. Okay, so let's set the test category once again, and you'll see just one difference here. Like we're gonna upload. We already have the compressed textures. We did that work, and you can see now it's not successful. It is in queue because it is not the native format. So it will take some time. I don't think it's gonna take very long though, but it's gonna take some time to prepare model to be shown in our done jobs. So just gonna leave it here. Okay, but here in the marketplace we have the option to ask for the multi-mesh objects. And here we can see that doesn't have many parts. So again, I would like you to show maybe a quick way of dividing your model in parts by the software that is used through Windows as well, free software. So I'm not going to use anything like 3D Studio Max. What I would like to use is 3D Builder. And you might not have it installed default. You might have to go to the store, right? Microsoft Store. And in Microsoft Store, you would have to look for 3D Builder. That's the app we are looking for. Okay, here we go. So it's very, very simple program by Windows that allows you to do some simple actions. And we're gonna create just a new scene. And I will use my digger once again in here. So I'll just try to drag and drop. So you can see I can't do it. So I need to have the one that is a GLB format. So let me just add a, sorry, not this one, cancel, add a model. We can use one from the library and we can load the object. We could as well drag and drop it here. Let's try to load the object. So I have the workshop, unpacked elements, and you have digger optimized. So now we can see that digger over here. I can look around. I can see it's shiny. I could try to edit the materials. Not gonna do it right now. It's gonna take too long time. But maybe what I would like to do is to divide some parts. Maybe I would like to have this spoon, I don't know actually how to call it, part separately. So what I can do, in 3D Builder, you have this section called Edit. There's Paint as well, there's View, Insert, so I could add some more elements to it, some simple elements or some elements from the library, combine few elements. But for now, we just want to use Edit. I need to click on the model that I would like to edit. So we want to edit the digger, obviously. We don't have any more models. And I would like to split it. So you can see I have this split plane. So actually, I'm rotating right now. Maybe that's not the, I want to move. So if I want to move here, yeah. So you can see I can move and rotate. Okay, so I have just the top part, which is visible. So let's change it to keep both. So both parts now will be kept. And as I said, I would like to have the part with the spoon, digger itself, however we want to call it. So I'm going to just take it up to here. That looks okay. And I'm going to say split. And now I have two parts, 1 and 2. Perfect. So we'll save it. Save as. Digger optimized split. You need to pick the right format, right? And the best to pick is GLB, as mentioned. So you can see it saving. Actually, didn't read what it said, so I'm going to just double click and automatically. Oh, thank you, Marcin. So you can see now I have those this digger over here, and it seems to be working. Let's see if the if it's as well split. So let's quickly upload it to the platform. Oh, here you can see the other digger is already done, but it took some time. Let's go once again to the upload section, and let's use our split. Oh, I didn't put it correctly. Let's use our split digger. Going for next, category test, start upload. So again, it's going pretty quickly, doesn't need any conversion. So all we need is just to set the texture. And you can see maybe it's a little bit darker. So again, that's the texture work that needs to be done. So even if we have prepared the parts as you want, you can never forget about the texture work. Bigger, optimized, split, save. And with this, let's create a lesson. Set category, demo, build the lesson. Okay, I think I had some technical problems. So can you just confirm that you can see me and hear me once again? Can you hear me? Hello? Okay, perfect. Yeah, I got just my Chrome didn't handle everything, so I was surprised, and I was just going through, and you can see, you cannot see it. So let me just share my screen once again. So now you should be able to see my screen, right, with the digger. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is my screen shared? I think so, right? Fine, perfect. So we did that one edit in the 3D builder. You can see here, we cut it. And now we are able to double click on that part. And you can see it's as well nicely filled in, which is not always the case with all the editing software. So we could start playing with it. We could start giving it the names. So you can see now we have node 1 and node 0. And maybe I will say here main or body. We'll say I will just use the body name. And I remember somebody gave me the name here, but because I just came back, the chat has emptied for me at least. So I just say it's a digger itself. So you can see it kind of works quite well in this case. But for that simple model, yeah, ARM, yeah, maybe that's better. Thank you, Marcin. ARM. So for that simple model, I spent some time over here, and maybe it was worth, maybe it was not worth doing it by hand. I still have some texture work to be done. Maybe I would like to divide it a little bit more, but this is it. This is, you need to put some work, and I got prepared as well for this webinar, right? And so I knew what to do, and you might spend some more time than this. So many times this price for optimizing, preparing, adjusting the texturing, it is justified. If you don't feel it justified, you can always do what I did, right? And this is as well great if you do it, because then you can bring more and more and more models, not only from this source, but more sources. And as well, we are planning to bring some more sources as well. We're looking for more partners to have a bigger library, so you can just create your experiences much quicker. Let me just come back to the slides, because we are mostly done on the most of the parts. So just some overview once again. You've seen it. I shown it already. The marketplace page, and that this area shows your balance. So actually, I looked at my colleague's balance. His balance was much better than mine. You can see you have different statuses of the assets. So when you will request any more balance here, if you will be given that by your admin, so whoever is your admin might be able to give you that coins, credits, you'll be notified. So there's this little bell icon, and if you have this red dot next to it, you'll check it, and you might be given that more credits. Okay, so if you requested anything, so I was showing you a little bit that where to click to get the model. So when we get to this page, the conversion fee might change. It sometimes might go lower. It sometimes might get higher. You can see, for example, those conversions fee were actually set here on 10, not on 30, right? And you can see another asset, which conversion fee is here set at 11. So before even spending your credits, you are able to say, okay, this is out of my budget, or this is in my budget, so you can accept, you can reject that. You have this little bit of discussion between yourself and the CG trader stuff that are doing those conversions. Another way of communication that you are provided would be not only through notification, not only through the marketplace page, but as well through the emails. And that is like one of the emails that is saying what is the base price. So the CG trader model itself was at $75, and the conversion fee would be another 100. So probably I would reject that model, right? And I think that was done. For example, I don't think that conversion fee on that model, on this author, which we can see here, would be 100. It would be closer to like 20, 30, I imagine. So if you can do it through your email, like here, but as well you can do it on the page. And if you click on the page here, you can see that you will have this green and red button, so you could accept or reject the price as well. So we're gonna reject this one. Okay, so then you will get this confirmation email that you have successfully rejected the following conversion order. There might be a moment that it's not possible. It's not possible to convert. The format of the model might be too complex. The model might be broken. The model might be too complex. Like it can have like 2 gigabytes or 10,000 polygons, and it would be just too much work to get it into the portal. So then CG Trader would offer you some alternatives. So if they offer you alternatives, then you could just view them and pick one of those. So here, like, somebody ordered the Vespa scooter, and then the alternatives here are like characters or the tank. But this is just the example. So but as well, you can just reject the offer. You can select one of the model and proceed with this one which you selected. Okay, so this is very simple for now. And we're working on something that will allow you, if you know how to do the models, if you know how to prepare the models, or if you go and do a great lesson as well, we will allow in the future to buy and sell the models between the people, between the institutes. So this is what we are working on. So you can as well monetize your own work, right? If you do something great, some great lessons, you might offer it to some other institutes. You might as well upload your model and monetize on that if people would like to have it for their institute, and they might be able as well to invest some credits in there. Okay, and here we go, like 52 minutes. So I think Martin was answering some of the questions already. If we have some questions that I can answer, I would be happy to. So I'm just looking through the chat at the moment. Okay, I can see some different software. Some of the questions are not relevant as well to what we are doing in here. How can the split model be done on Mac OS? Right, you need to use just different 3D editing software, and there's a lot. I just wanted to use the free one. So as you can see, the answer: Blender, Maya. Blender is the free tool, so it's probably a good alternative. Okay. Okay, perfect. So thank you. In this case, thank you very much. I think we got just good timing, 55 minutes. I think we're gonna see each other at some point again on some other webinars. I invite you formally. We might see as well. Chris, you are not able to upload things to Marketplace. At the point, Marketplace is more a place that you can get the model from. In the future, we are planning that you will be able to upload your model and monetize on that. Yes. And if we are talking about practice, I just really encourage you just to take a look, try to get maybe some credits if you are in some institute. And if you like some models, definitely try to get some of those. Yeah, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Or I don't know, somebody just woke up, somebody's going to sleep. So yeah, see you soon. Thank you.